Down there, yeah. We'll just do the walkout.
Check, check, testing. 1, 2.
located in southeast Wisconsin. Come discover Racine County. Plan your visit today at visitracinecounty.com.
Welcome in to Pritchard Park. It's yet another USL League 2 matchup for RKC Third Coast as they host Minneapolis City SC in 2024 Deep North Division play. Hello, everyone. I'm Arnav Pokhrel. I'm joined alongside Ben Harcourt Harrison. Ben, good to have you back here. The last couple of games here at Pritchard Park have not treated the men's team right. A 2-0 loss to St. Croix SC, followed up by a 3-0 loss to Bavarian United. How does this team respond to those two losses, plus an away loss to St. Croix, 4-0? How do they take those three losses, use that as motivation for a good result today?
I feel like the boys definitely don't need any more motivation than two losses on the bounce. And for RKC, it's definitely about finding their rhythm again.
For RKC, starting in net tonight is Nick Diana, the IPFW player. He's joined by a back four of Luis Flores, Jaden Strumeyer, Max Floriani, and Rowan Capilla. Midfield three of Callum Shillington alongside Colin McCamey, who's the captain of this RKC side. And next to him is Alan Alonso. Out on the left, former Minneapolis City boy himself, Kevin Andrews. Up top, Mickey Riley. And on the right side, Jacob Garriguez makes his way as Channing Chasten's out with an injury. So Garriguez forced to fill that right wing spot. The Quinnipiac freshman has played in the midfield for the past couple of games. On the other side for Minneapolis City SC, it's St. John's, Minnesota goalkeeper Evan Siefkin who gets the nod. It's a back three of Adam Senna, Max Kent, and Jonah Garcia. Midfield five of Bernard Asaby-Rule, Scott Heinen, Lionel Vang, Joey Tawa, Morgan Olson, and then up top, Misael Harris, and their number 9, Hakeem Morgan, who scored the last time these two teams played. It was late May when RKC Third Coast traveled to Minnesota to take on Minneapolis City away, a game that ended in a 3-1 victory for the home side. Goals scored by a couple of different players. Mickey Riley had 2, but then it was an own goal from Minneapolis City that scored the third. So Mickey Riley scored 2. He's up top playing as the number 9 for RKC today. How much is RKC going to rely on Mickey Riley's creativity against this Minneapolis City side today, Ben?
Yeah, it's really interesting seeing RKC coming out with a very different front three, as I must say. And it'll be interesting to see how Minneapolis really react to the changes, as they can't really do their scouting report on an RKC team that's never played together before.
Minneapolis City, however, responding in a big way after that 3-1 loss to RKC. Since that loss, the Crows have gone 2 wins on the bounce, 2 wins, both by a score of 1-0. Both goals coming off of corners. It was a 1-0 result against Rochester FC, where Max Kent, the former Syracuse star, scored off of a corner, heading it down into the ground and up into the net. And most recently, their 1-0 victory over the Thunder Bay Chill. Another goal scored off of a corner that put the Crows ahead by 1, and then they just defended the rest of their way through that one. RKC this season, especially at home, have really started slow these past couple of games, Ben. Take away that 6-1 result against Rochester. It's been 3 goals that they've given up in the first 12 minutes of these last 3 home games. How do they avoid that here against a very invigorated Minneapolis City side that's been playing its best soccer this season?
I feel like it starts from in training and starts with your preparation for the game. That's where it really you get locked in as an athlete, and that's something RKC has really been missing in the past couple of games. So it'll be interesting to see if they're more prepared coming into this one.
It is a Minneapolis City bench that is very thin today for the Crows. It's only 3 players on the bench. Goalkeeper Daniel Sessler from St. Mary's, Minnesota, alongside Carson Pena from Campbell and Cesar Daniel from Augsburg University. Those are the only 3 subs. 1 goalkeeper, 2 field players for the Crows. Subs for RKC today: Tank Anderson, Mattia Bui, Reyes Parra, Joao Pinto, Jaden Prado, and Daniel Chiappetta. So RKC's got a bigger bench to pull from in different situations, whereas for Minneapolis City, you've got 2 field players that you need available at moment's notice. It'll be RKC and Minneapolis City SC in just a few short moments. We'll be right back on the RKC Third Coast YouTube channel. We're live from Pritchard Park. Arnav Pokhrel, Ben Harcourt Harrison alongside me as we get set for kickoff between Minneapolis City SC and RKC Third Coast to continue the 2024 USL League 2 season. And we're underway as Hakeem Morgan touches it back to Lionel Vang, and immediately Minneapolis City wanting to push down that right side as it'll go back to Diana. Nick Diana, a little nifty move past the oncoming Minneapolis City press, and well, early doors in this one, a little bit of a test there for Diana, 15 seconds in, but he stays calm at the back.
Yeah, it's a great start from RKC, just playing it safe. Diana really showing his composure on the ball and takes a safe option and goes long.
Minneapolis City find Hakeem Morgan. It'll play back to Bernard Asibi-Rule. Asibi-Rule played a couple of seasons at Central Arkansas before transferring to UW Green Bay to close out his collegiate career in 2021. Max Floriani heads it forward and now gets in with a sliding challenge that draws a foul. Mickey Riley had picked up the ball at the midfield. We're expecting this to be a physical game. 2 teams that really need this victory to continue their playoff hopes. All 3 points crucial for either side if they want to climb back up in the standings. And Kevin Andrews takes an absolute shot in the midfield. Well, no love lost for the former Minneapolis City youngster who played last season at St. Croix with the Legends before moving up to Racine for this summer. Alan Alonso bursting down the right side. Ball is touched out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the home side. First chance really for RKC to move forward. It'll find McCamey. Colin McCamey running out of room and runs out of space on that nearby line. It'll be a throw-in for Minneapolis City. Taken longer, won back by Rowan Capella, but turned over by Shillington. RKC forced to defend a little bit as Asibi-Rule looking to take the space, and the ball is played well over his head and out of play. Luis Flores will step forward for the throw-in.
The weather today is going to be definitely a big factor here, as it's very hot out there with the sun glazing in their eyes. So it will be interesting to see how teams adapt to that early on in the game.
Throw-in taken to Kevin Andrews. Back to Flores. Working up, looking for Shillington. Lost out on it a little bit and now cleared away. Hakeem Morgan giving chase as Floriani steps up. It's headed back and Capilla will drive one forward, but no one making a run. Gets it out into the feet of Evan Siefkin. Working along the near side, it's Adam Seno. Now into the midfield, all the way back to Siefkin for Minneapolis City, controlling possession with their new head coach, Justin Oliver. One of his focuses has been building out of the back for Minneapolis City. These past couple of games, we've seen them dominate stretches of possession before falling flat a little bit, but that's to be expected with a new coach. And these last two results, both 1-0 victories, kind of prove that this Minneapolis City side is there now, and they've got the skill and they've got the ability to win those tight games.
Yeah, they definitely started off very strong in this game against RKC, playing out the back with a lot of composure, and you can see a lot of organization as they've definitely brought in a lot of experience in the team since they started the season.
Couple of additions. The biggest one, welcoming Eli Goldman back for a 5th season. Minneapolis City, the New Hampshire star, played out on the left wing, plays up through the middle as an attacking midfielder as well. Has burned a couple of USL League 2 teams in the past. He's not here today for Minneapolis City, but expect him to be involved later on as the season progresses for the Crows. Alan Alonso makes a run down the byline. Touches past one. It'll take a deflection and into the hands of Evan Siefkin. Work to the near side. It's Morgan Olsen. Olsen spent 2023 with University of Portland. McCamey's pass cut out by Misael Harris. The return pass finds Morgan, but Capella recovers well and finds the feet of Jaden Strumeyer. Strumeyer not with the captain's armband today. He had captained the side for the past couple of matches. It's Colin McCamey who recovers the armband for RKC.
It was good to see RKC threading in behind early on as Minneapolis have this quite high line and only a back three. So threading out wide is definitely going to be a great option for them as they look to score a goal early on in the first half.
Here's Seno looking long. Got past McCamey, and here's Lionel Vang. The Augsburg alum drives through the midfield for Minneapolis City. Playing out wide to a CB Rule. Defended by two, and it's cut out by Shillington. Great read from the Bonaventure freshman. Well, Callum Shillington has worked his way into the starting 11 for these past couple of matchups and really hasn't put a big foot wrong. Missed a couple of passes to start this game, but since then recovered well. He started well against St. Croix. And gives you a different presence down in that defensive midfield. McCamey and Floriani, both big physicality guys who love to move the ball forward. Shillington is comfortable with possession and loves to move the ball side to side, open up lanes. Just offers something a little bit different, and that's why he's worked his way into the starting 11 for RKC.
He also brings that physicality to that RKC midfield, and he's really established himself as a key member of this RKC team, and he'll be very important in their success moving forward.
Nick Diana, the IPFW goalkeeper, takes this goal kick his last time out. Wasn't a successful outing. That 3-0 loss to Bavarian United started in the 3rd minute off of a corner kick as Andrews battles for this ball. And Andrews has it taken away in the midfield by Vang. Lionel Vang didn't spend 2023 with Minneapolis City. He was out trialing with professional sides. But eventually, after playing in 2021 and 2022 for the Crows, found his way back home to Minneapolis this season. Back to Diana for RKC. He'll take his time, look for an opening. Pressure slowly coming from Hakeem Morgan. And now he'll roll it out to Luis Flores. Clipped forward to Andrews. Andrews looking for space, has a run in Mickey Riley. Riley holds up play. Now finds a pass to Flores. Luis Flores. Back to Andrews, who tries to cut past Lionel Vang. And Vang's outstretched knee clips down the Wisconsin Badger. It'll be a free kick for RKC.
That's a great play from RKC down that left wing of theirs, and really demonstrating some of the quality we have in Andrew coming from Wisconsin, and a lot of forward runs, which is really positive from RKC early on in the game.
Standing over this one is McCamey for RKC. He's gotten a couple of assists off of set plays this season. The first goal of the season was off of a set play. Should say first 2 goals were off of set plays for McCamey. This one's driven low. It's headed away by a CB Rule. Giving chase is Garigues. Here's the Quinnipiac Bobcat, who has it poked away by Lionel Vang. And that's something, you know, when you bring in these experienced players like Vang, Hakeem Morgan, and even Eli Goldman, who's not here today, it's just consistency, especially in that midfield, is all you're really asking for a player like Vang. Just come in, give you a lot of minutes, and not really put a foot wrong in those minutes. It's a big addition for this Minneapolis City side this year.
Yeah, we'll really see how that maturity of the Minneapolis midfield comes in against a quite youthful RKC midfield.
Ball driven to the near side, and Rowan Capilla. Touchdown, and now into the midfield. Mickey Riley clips one forward for Garigues. Garigues going down the byline. Here's a chance, clips it in. The header was there for Andrews. He just couldn't find it. Here's a look. Just couldn't find it. But it will be an RKC corner brought to you by the Prairie School, the official corner kick sponsor for RKC Third Coast in 2024. It's driven in by Andrews. Packed box in. Siefkin comes out to collect.
That is a great take from the keeper, really demonstrating his strength and power coming through that big crowd and really showing his dominance early in the game.
And Siefkin is not a small keeper. He stands about 6'4", 4.5. Using his size to his advantage there to come out and claim a ball in the 6-yard box. Here's Diana again. Still can't find a pass out, really. So he'll backtrack a little bit in his goal box. Wait for some pressure from Minneapolis City. Now it comes. He gets it away. Was looking for an overlapping run of Luis Flores, who will get there. Trying to find Alonso. Alonso had the hands on the back, but then let go of the contact. Out to a CB Rule. Now back to Senna.
Diana's really doing well with that press, really staying composed on the ball and really inviting that pressure, really opening up spaces for RKC midfielders and forwards to pick up the ball higher up the pitch and just really dragging as many of those Minneapolis strikers away from the ball.
For you as a center back, Ben, does it ever kind of scare you when a goalkeeper allows that pressure to come as close to him as possible before playing a ball?
Yeah, it definitely scares you a lot as a center back, but you really develop that relationship and that trust in your goalkeeper when he can do it on a consistent basis, and it really helps the team moving forward, and you can really see it in some of the results you get going forward and getting good shots off at goal.
Evan Siefkin lays it off to Jonah Garcia, the captain of this Minneapolis City side. Flicked on by Hakeem Morgan, but Max Floriani there to collect. Pressure coming from Misael Harris. It'll be Diana again. This time he lets it go quickly, out wide to Flores. Rolled into Andrews. Finds McCamey. There's a run from Mickey Riley. The ball just a little flat, and Jonah Garcia can't get there. He leaves it for Mickey Riley. Down the left flank, I should say, shoots it. It's deflected away by Garigues, who was in an offside position right around that penalty spot. But the chance there for Mickey Riley. We thought Garcia had it covered, but Mickey Riley's pace able to get there first. The shot was clean. Unfortunately, the pathway was not. Garigues battling. He's called for the foul as down goes Morgan Olsen.
But once again, we saw a great piece of play from RKC down that left wing. They've really started this game strong, which is great to see. And it was a great chance for Mickey Riley, who has a clinical finish on him, so we can look to see him put one of those in the back of the net further along in the game.
Well, Mickey Riley loves himself a goal against Minneapolis City. Had 2 of them in the reverse fixture at Augsburg University a couple of weeks ago. Here's Garcia, rolling it back, all the way down to Joey Tawa. dropping deep into the back line, the Dayton player. Dayton Flyers having themselves a couple of really successful seasons in collegiate soccer. Tama, one of the players on that side, has done well in the NCAA. Now here's a drive for Vang. Drives past Flores, onto his right foot, cuts back to his left. Strumeyer giving chase, blocked away by Diana. Now McCamey, a chance to exit the defensive zone, and he'll carry it forward. Looking long again to Mickey Riley. Riley just too long for his outstretched foot as he kicks it out of play. But there's that first foray into the box for Vang. It's a save for Nick Diana to push that ball away. The save brought to you by Camp Shutout, the official save sponsor of RKC Third Coast in 2024. Camp Shutout's the world's largest goalkeeping camp with over 450 goalkeepers. For more information, visit campshutout.com. Well, Diana got involved now for the first time with his hands, able to push that ball away. The cross gets shoved out of play, and then McCamey's ball forward. I mean, it's great positive play from RKC, being able to turn defense into offense.
Yeah, the transitions in the USL2 are a crucial part of any soccer game, and never mind just the USL2. But yeah, it's really good to see RKC starting and Diana having a great start to the game, which is really positive, and you can see it flowing through the rest of the team.
Bernardo CB Rule called for that foul on Mickey Riley, so Colin McCamey will get another chance to drive a set play in, and these set pieces are crucial, whether it's defensive or offensive. We've seen it for RKC these past couple of games. Defensive miscues on set pieces leading to goals. Now it's a chance to attack on one. Here's McCamey in the 14th minute of play. Hakeem Morgan in the wall for Minneapolis City. McCamey drives it to the back post. There is Shillington, but he couldn't find it. Alonso heads it back in. And Siefkin comes out to collect. Rowan Capilla commits a foul on the keeper in the process. It'll be a free kick for Minneapolis City. But once again, the opportunity's there. Shillington was making a run back post. It's good defense from the Crows.
McCamey really demonstrating his crossing abilities there, really putting a lot of stress on the Minneapolis back line with a couple of through balls to Nicky Riley, and then a couple set plays that have really caused them issues with their centre-backs running back of their own goal.
Flores can't find the outlet pass to Kevin Andrews. Now McCamey can't get to Vang, and here's a through ball up ahead. Rowan Capilla defending. Misael Harris gets a touch on it on the near side. Capilla does well to stand his man off and win a throw-in for RKC. The UW Green Bay defender who's transferring it to national powerhouse Marshall for the upcoming fall, and it'll be a fun season for him in West Virginia in 2024. Marshall, 2020 national champions in NCAA Division I soccer. Here is Capilla. Leaves it for Shillington, who gets it right back. Alonso, first-time ball out to Gariguez. Miscommunication between the two. Alan Alonso, who's yet to play his first collegiate minutes. It'll be in 2024 with University of Illinois Chicago. The Flames committing Allen to play in the spring of 24, which he did, and now he'll get his first official collegiate minutes in the upcoming fall. This ball back to Senna. Now McCamey heads it down to himself, and now we'll move through the midfield. Worked around to Strumeyer. Strumeyer's got a goal this season off of a corner kick in that opening game against Rochester. Lionel Vang's touch out of play. It'll be a throw-in on the far side. Well, 15, almost 16 minutes in now, Ben. I mean, what are your opening thoughts on this game so far? It's been pretty even. A couple of chances for both sides.
Yeah, this is going to turn out to be a great game as both teams are really demonstrating their attacking prowess as well as the defensive. So we're really interested to see how one and each other change and adapt to try and find the edge over each other.
Mickey Riley got catching up in his own feet. And now here's Gariguez flicking it forward for Riley. There goes the Carthage player. And Gariguez able to just boot it off of Scott Heinen, Gustavus College player. So Gariguez heads up play, wins a throw-in for Capilla. Rowan Capilla finds Mickey Riley in space. McCamey Looking to switch the play. It finds Flores. Now out to Andrews. Andrews looking for that line. That's where he wants to go. The cross in, deflected up in the air, and out of play for a corner kick. Brought to you by the Prairie School. We had the Prairie School's girls soccer team here just a couple of nights ago to congratulate them on their qualification for the WIAA State Championships. They've won that game, and they've advanced to the state championship on Saturday night. We'll be wishing the best for the Prairie School, the Hawks, on Saturday in the WIAA State Championships. Here's the ball in. Dangerous one. Headed down. It's right to Siefkin. Max Floriani was there, but Siefkin in the right place at the right time to stop the shot.
Once again, a dangerous set play from RKC, demonstrating their attacking prowess, and they definitely have a lot of big units on this team, and they should definitely be getting their heads to a lot of balls. So it'll be interesting to see how Minneapolis deal with this physical threat of RKC.
Pressure coming from RKC. It'll find Shillington. First time ball out to Alonso. Now McCamey. Worked out wide to Andrews. Wants to go down the line or cut in, and now he'll cut in. Have a shot. It's deflected away by Minneapolis City. Alonso battling right towards the top of the 18. The clearance won. Max Floriani heads it forward out of the air. Up in the air again. This time Shillington's under it for RKC. McCamey wins possession back. He stood up. Shillington does well to win possession back for RKC. His ball out to Gariguez. It was deflected away by Minneapolis City. When you talk about big bodies, Shillington, McCamey as your two defensive midfielders for RKC, I mean, you can't ask for more size than that in a midfield.
Yeah, absolutely not. But it's hard to not mention Vang, who physically is not the biggest of players, but definitely demonstrating a lot of integral qualities, really working hard around the ball and causing these two central defenders a lot of issues.
Nicky Riley with some fancy feet there to advance through the Minneapolis City back lines, but then Alonso's cross in, the first time ball well over everybody and out of play. Play restarts again. It's slow at the back for Max Kent. Intercepted by McCamey. And McCamey goes down through contact. No call on the Northwestern midfielder, who was Big Ten Player of the Week in the middle of October this season. For a great offensive showing. We think it was against Ohio State. I'm not entirely sure about that one. Would have been a great coincidence, as the Ohio State assistant coach is now the RKC head coach in Matt Foldsey. Great stand defensively from RKC. It'll be a throw-in for Minneapolis City as there's a player down now for the home side. It looks like it's Luis Flores, the left back, dealing with some pain in the knee. So Flores still down. You've got a couple of good left back options on the bench if you're RKC. You've got Jaden Prado, who hasn't made an appearance this season. He was out in New York celebrating a graduation in the first game of the season against Rochester, and since then returns now from a hamstring injury, so good to see him back in the lineup for RKC, even if it is starting on the bench. He's a left back, but you've also got Mattia Bui, who can play on either side as an outside back, or Tank Anderson, who can play up top or in the back line as well. So a couple of good options if Luis Flores is unable to continue.
Yeah, RKC definitely have a lot of depth coming off their bench, which is great to see, as this is a concerning injury, but yeah, they do have someone off the bench who could come and replace him.
And the only downside is, I mean, you'd be using a sub window this early in the game, 21 minutes in. You only get 3 sub windows to make as many substitutions as you please.
Yeah, subs are going to be huge in this game, as the weather's really hot out here and it's very humid. So it's going to be a struggle for these players to make the 90 minutes. So yeah, using a sub early on in the game will cause issues further down the line.
Well, RKC playing with 10 now. Flores remains out. McCamey slotted in at left back, and that ball driven wide by Morgan Olson. But it's another good look at goal for the Crows, who are up a man for the time being, as Flores still down on that RKC sideline. I'll wait to get an update from him, as he looks to be in a major amount of pain for RKC.
good to see RKC going long from this goal kick as they're down a player, so wouldn't want to try risking playing out from the back.
Especially when Minneapolis City can match man up everywhere they look, as Diana drives it long, looking for the head of Mickey Riley. Well read by Adam Senna, the VMI defender, but Alonso does well to win possession back and turn players around. Andrews keeps possession with Strumeyer. Out to Floriani, who cuts into his left. Rolls it to Andrews again. First time ball forward, no one there. And Ben, if you're RKC, at what point, do you try and force that substitution on, or do you let Flores go? It's getting to the point now where you don't want to play a major amount of minutes down a man.
Yeah, I think it's crucial for them to either figure out if he's fit to play or get another player in, but they don't seem to be sending anyone to warm up, so we're hoping he'll get back on the field shortly.
Gariguez applying pressure, but Minneapolis City pass out of it initially. Now Rowan Capilla can turn it forward. Here's Gariguez. Inside to Shillington. Back to Gariguez out wide. Gariguez slips past two. Still has possession. Here's Jacob Gariguez. Contact in the box. No call on Jacob Gariguez as he went down. Floriani goes flying in. Possession remains with Misael Harris. He's able to find Vang. Now RKC need to get numbers back. You're still down a man. Flores still walking it out on the bench. We're waiting to see an update from him. And now looks like a player is getting ready to go as in steps Max Floriani. Goes sliding in again. Ball over the top to the near side and Morgan Olsen. Olsen defended by Capilla. Left for Vang. Steps to his left. Read well by Capilla, and Alonso can carry forward. Mickey Riley gains possession. Plays to Andrews. And there will be a substitution for RKC. Flores will be forced off with injury. Mattia Bui standing at the halfway line for RKC Third Coast. Ball played off of Minneapolis City. And that'll allow the substitution to happen for the home side. Mattia Bui comes in for Luis Flores. He'll slot right into that left back spot. He's played a good amount of minutes this season. Former Davis and Elkins defender from Brescia, Italy. He's a player who's very physical and has a good amount of pace to him as well. If RKC want to attack down that left channel with Bui and Andrews. So substitution in the 25th minute. Off goes number 3, Luis Flores. On comes number 13, Mattia Bui. Ball played forward. Now back to Andrews. Clipped forward again to Riley, who's stumbling backwards. Keeps possession with Andrews. Looking long, but Andrews will turn around. He had Capilla on the near side. Capilla still inching forward if they can find that switch. Back to McCamey, and now he's looking the opposite way. He'll find Floriani. Up to Gariguez. Gariguez maintains possession, does well there through pressure. And now McCamey can move forward. It's out wide to Gariguez. Gariguez clips it ahead to Shillington. Callum Shillington's cross driven across the face of goal. No one home for RKC, but a chance again, this time off the boot of Callum Shillington.
Good to see Mickey Riley really getting involved in the game early and really getting on the ball and really trying to make things happen.
Played out, last touch off of Mattia Bui and out of play, so it'll be a throw-in for Minneapolis City. 26 minutes in now. RKC settling into this game nicely, now finding themselves on the offensive a little bit more.
Yeah, RKC's really taken that next step up, found their second gear, and really putting the pressure on this Minneapolis defense as they haven't really found a way to react.
Once again, it's Arnav Pokhrel alongside Ben Harcourt Harrison. USL League 2 2024 Deep North Division game between Minneapolis City SC and RKC Third Coast. Long ball over to Andrews, who makes it there in time. Kevin Andrews one-on-one down the byline. Cross comes in, deflected away. It'll be a corner brought to you by the Prairie School. RKC Third Coast's official corner kick sponsor in 2024. We'll take this time. We know that they've got a large crowd in Minneapolis at the corner bar watching this one, so Thank you for tuning in on the RKC Third Coast YouTube channel. It's a great game we got going on between Minneapolis City and RKC Third Coast, between the Crows of Minnesota and the Seagulls of RKC. Kevin Andrews stands over this one. It's a packed box in there for RKC. Andrews drives it low. First time chance for McCamey. Deflected away. McCamey will go again. He scores! Colin McCamey, take a bow on the half volley. It's 1-0 RKC.
What a great strike there. We see the first one just get blocked.
Nothing. What an opportunity. And McCamey, 6th minute. No assists as it was a deflection out wide. So McCamey's unassisted goal makes it 1-0. Great turn up the line from Morgan Olsen. And Max Floriani goes sliding in to clear the ball away.
Just going back to that. Goalkeeper barely see the ball flying back into his net.
Ball forward, flicked on by Hakeem Morgan, but Misael Harris had slipped. And McCamey driving through the midfield again. This time it's cut out. Harris moving forward, defended by Strumeyer. Here's Misael Harris, the Augsburg University star, playing it back. Vang. Minneapolis City holding possession, looking for a quick response after going down by 1 just moments ago.
Yeah, you can see how they've upped the level, upped the intensity in Minneapolis, and as that first goal has almost come as a shock to them, and it's good to see now that they're really applying the pressure, although the ball just slips out of play there.
Minneapolis City loose at the back end. It'll be a throw-in for RKC Third Coast. Once again, only 3 substitutions for the away side. They've got a very thin bench, and also, I mean, one of the deepest sides in terms of youth rosters. They've got their futures program, the U21s, but everyone, it seems like, is in action today. The U21s had a game earlier today for Minneapolis City. The U19s took down Rochester FC 7-0 for Minneapolis City, so some good success earlier today for Minneapolis City's youth programs out in Minnesota, which makes their bench a little bit thinner because usually they do a good job of calling up those younger players, giving them opportunities to play with this first team. Especially in a game like today, they could have been crucial in filling out that bench and giving more options for head coach Justin Oliver.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Minneapolis really react from going 1-0 down early in the first 30 minutes of the game.
Out back to Siefkin for Minneapolis City. Now Kent. Going long, looking for Olsen. Capilla does well. It's kept in by Olsen momentarily. And it's last touched off of Capilla, so it'll be a throw-in for Minneapolis City. And we'll have a quick stoppage in play. It'll be a water break for the 2 sides. Clock will continue to run, but we'll get these minutes added on at the end of the first half. As you see Capilla and the referee having a quick conversation. I don't think Capilla knows that he touched that ball as it went out of play. We'll take a break up here in the booth for the water break as well. We'll step aside. We'll be right back when action resumes at Pritchard Park. RKC Third Coast lead 1-0 over Minneapolis City SC.
Located in southeast Wisconsin, come discover Racine County. Plan your visit today at visitracinecounty.com.
Welcome back, as we're still in a water break between the two sides, but we thought we'd bring it back. Myself, Arnav Pokhrel. I'm joined alongside Ben Harcourt Harrison. We got a ton of other guys up here helping us out on the broadcast. Ben, RKC get the first goal. It's the first time this has happened since that opening game against Rochester. How do they take that momentum now and build off of it? You don't want to just sit back now and defend, do you?
Yeah, it'll be crucial for them to find their second goal as they go into the second half in the next 15 minutes. But yeah, it'll be really crucial to see what the coaches have to say and really managing this game for the last 15 minutes of the first half. It'd be great to go in to the first half either 2-0 up or that 1-0, but it's important to keep that clean sheet.
But for Minneapolis City, it hasn't been a bad game for the visitors. I mean, you look at the way they're playing, they're getting forward, getting opportunities. For them, what's their key now in these next minutes to respond in a big way?
You can see them now chatting on the field as you can see them trying to apply some new tactics that they just got during the water break for the last 15 minutes of the first half. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what new tactics they bring to the final half of the first quarter.
Laid in by Joey Tawa. And if there's one guy who you want to get involved a little bit more, if you're Minneapolis City, I think it's got to be Joey Tawa and Lionel Vang. Vang has seen a lot of the ball. Tawa hasn't. As this one finds Misael Harris. Through ball looking for Hakeem Morgan. And Diana will play it out off of his feet quickly to Strumeyer. But Tawa's a player who scored a goal this season against Rochester, I believe, in the Minnesota Super Cup early on in this season. He's a player who loves to get forward and really carries the ball well. As there's a poor pass, it'll find Morgan with space. Hakeem Morgan lays it in to Harris. Read well by Floriani. And calm at the back from Max Floriani, who just boots it away and out of play. Look for Tawa to get more involved for Minneapolis City. Strong physical player who carries the ball forward. And once he gets going with the ball, he's really hard to stop for this Crows side.
Yeah, I feel like he's definitely matched up against the RKC physicality of their two CDM. So it'll be interesting to see how he tries and peels off the midfield, almost trying to expose the outside backs of RKC more.
Here's Kevin Andrews, defended now by Tawa. He'll cut into his right. Andrews has a chance to rip. It goes just over the bar. And Kevin Andrews, head in hands, he knows that was an opportunity to get two on the board for RKC. It's the former Minneapolis City youngster getting a chance on goal. He's got a couple of good opportunities, whether it's down that byline or cutting in to his right foot. Andrews has been dangerous in this game.
Yeah, Andrews started off really bright in this game. He's definitely taken those two losses to heart and has really upped his level and really trying to carry this RKC team to a win in this game.
Jaden Strumeyer stepped well out of his position, and now RKC exposed at the back a little bit. Minneapolis City trying to take advantage of it, but their pass cut out. It's kept in play by Andrews. Alonso drops it to McCamey. Good pass in the midfield. Here's Shillington. Shillington takes a loose touch, and for a player who's been consistent, that's a mistake from Shillington and a great counter opportunity for RKC. Here's Morgan Olsen clipping one into a wide open Vang, who's got space, drives past Strumeyer, rips a shot, and it's comfortable for Nick Diana. But like we said, you got to get the midfield more involved if you're Minneapolis City, and they did exactly that. Lionel Vang steps forward, gets a couple of touches, drives past Strumeyer, which doesn't happen that often, and is able to fire a shot towards Diana.
Yeah, just to highlight Strumeyer there, he really had to cover for the midfield there as they got dragged towards the ball, and he had to pop out of his own space as a centre-back to try and cover and put some pressure before Van got a shot off.
Floriani rolls it to Andrews, who checks his shoulder, gets some contact, and now plays that ball up, looking for Mickey Riley. Cut out well by Senna. When you got a back line that's led by the two in Max Kent and Jonah Garcia, you're going to be organized if you're Minneapolis City. They have been. Here's Mickey Riley applying some pressure. It'll go back to Kent, the former Syracuse star. Graduated Syracuse just before I got there, so I didn't get to see him play in person. But you watch the clips of Max Kent playing on both at Syracuse and for Minneapolis City. And he's just a player who leads by example in the back line, someone who will never put a foot wrong. He's got a couple of goals to his name as well. He's a tall defensive player. Look for him on Minneapolis City set pieces.
Yeah, RKC are really getting in their rhythm now, really building up their play, keeping possession well, and Minneapolis are really dropping deep, which they didn't do in the first half of the first quarter here.
Floriani had Capilla on the near side. Instead, will play it back to Strumeyer. And now across to Mattia Bui, the substitute, who came on in the 25th minute for an injured Luis Flores. Clipped forward, looking for Alonso. It's just long, and into the hands of Evan Siefkin.
Although that play didn't quite come off, it's good to see RKC still making those runs in behind, causing some kind of confusion for this mature and quite experienced Minneapolis defenses as they try and deal with the runners in behind. Their space opens up just in front of them for Mickey Riley and some other top quality players to get on the ball.
Hakeem Morgan dropping well into that half space to try and create some opportunities, trying to find Olsen out wide. Couldn't connect the pass. Capilla got in, got ahead on it, and now McCamey battling for it in the midfield. It'll fall to Alonso, who's shouldered off the ball. Looks like he took an elbow to the chest. Well, we wanted Joey Tama to get more involved. Didn't want him to start throwing hands there with some of the RKC midfielders as Alonso went down hard.
Yeah, maybe this is a sign of his frustration as he starts to get annoyed. He's not really having that much impact in the game yet, but I'm sure later on to the second half, he'll definitely find his groove and cause some issues for RKC.
McCamey stands over it, looking for some help. And now he'll just drive it long. Senna heads away comfortably. Out wide to Bernard Asibi-Rule, who's got space and got an option in Tawa. Back to Senna. Max Kent steps forward past the press of Mickey Riley and now goes long looking for Misael Harris. Headed forward, McCamey tracks back well. Back into the feet of Harris, who's got a chance to pull from distance if he wants to. He does, and it's well over everybody and out of play.
Interesting to see Minneapolis really go for this long ball approach and really just try and get boys around the first and second contact. And it's worked as they've had 2 or 3 long distance shots.
They do a good job of winning those balls in the air. When you've got a body like Hakeem Morgan, the Costa Rica U20 national team player who can get up there, play physical, holds up the ball really well, and distribution like that to Vang. It's a good thing for Minneapolis City. Harris stepped in, Capilla defends. Cut out by Shillington, but it's back to Harris, and now Capilla clears away for RKC. Senna steps forward and will go to the last man in Max Kent.
Capilla's really had a good game, really locking down this right side of the field for RKC and really helping them out that midfield when they get drawn towards the ball.
Play out wide. Here's Bernard Asibi-Rule. Cross comes in. Strumeyer cuts it out. Now McCamey has a runner in Shillington and Mickey Riley and has Garrigues streaking down this near side. Instead, holds on to the ball. And now we'll go flashing wide to Capilla. First time ball from Capilla up to a wide open Garrigues. Garrigues one-on-one down the line. There goes Jacob Garrigues back to the left foot. Drives across in. It falls to Andrews. His shot right to Siefkin. And held on to by the St. John's, Minnesota keeper. Well, great play. We wanted those early balls, but all of us up here in the booth seeing those runs on the outside. But eventually it gets out to Garrigues. And Garrigues has done well. He's played in the midfield, but right now he's really shining on this right wing.
Yeah, his one-on-one ability is really shining right now, which is great to see as he draws players toward him, and then it just opens up space for players like Andrew and Mickey Riley to get on the ball and get some shots off. And Andrew would have felt he could have done a lot better with that shot there.
Here is Rowan Capilla. Finds Riley. Riley looking for the return pass. Miscommunication between the two. Hakeem Morgan heads it over to Tawa. McCamey stood in. Looks like he took a cleat to the thigh from Tawa. And Senna now can step forward. He'll drive into space. Shillington trying to close him down. But the VMI defender sneaks past one. But the end product not there for Adam Senna. You see it all the time when defenders step forward into these attacking positions. Sometimes, they get caught up in the moment a little bit. They're not used to being in that final third. I mean, Ben, you're a defender yourself. What's that like for you when you push forward and get those opportunities offensively?
Yeah, it's definitely a highlight of a defender's game if he gets to step into the midfield and almost into the attacking box. And yeah, you definitely do see the stars when you find yourself in those positions. And a shot on goal is almost needed in those situations as a centre-back stepping forward.
One back by Minneapolis City. Harris does a good job. Strumeyer equals it in the clearance. Capilla goes down hard and called for the foul. Morgan Olsen as he went flying in on Capilla. And that looked like a 50-50 ball from up here, but at field level, it did look like Morgan Olsen caught a little bit of Rowan Capilla, so Max Floriani will take a free kick for RKC.
Max is a player from St. Louis, and he's had a great start to his USL 2 career here at RKC. And this season, he's really established himself as a very key player and really demonstrated a level of composure.
Here's Mattia Bui now, the substitute, looking for a cross. Had it in the back post, but it's cut out by Olsen. McCamey, out wide Garigues, onto his left foot. Leaves it for Shillington. It's cut out well by Hakeem Morgan, tracking back well into his defensive half. And now Shillington with a chance to set up play again. All 10 players in the attacking half for RKC. It leads to a counter opportunity for Misael Harris, who stood up there all alone, and now he's 1-on-3. Strumeyer applying some pressure. Harris doing well to keep the ball with his feet. Strumeyer keeps it in play, and now we'll just clear it out. Well, it didn't end in anything for Misael Harris, but just to keep the ball between 3 defenders and keep possession and try and get that half chance, you have to applaud the youngster who was called up from Minneapolis City's U21's last game and has kept his spot in this first team 11.
Yeah, Minneapolis are really going to have to try and find a way to get some players up there and supporting him so he's not in a 1-on-3 situation.
Rowan Capilla and Morgan Olsen getting involved again on the near side. Capilla getting a quick talking to from the head referee before it's laid back. Lionel Vang with the free kick for Minneapolis City. Vang leaves it for Garcia, but now he'll step back and looks like he'll take it. Vang goes long. Arcing ball, it's headed away and then cleared out of play by Shillington, so it'll be a throw-in on the near side for Minneapolis City. Throw-in goes into the midfield. Great turn from Morgan. His shot deflected away by Colin McCamey. Well, the captain scored on one end, defended well on the other to deny Hakeem Morgan a goal-scoring opportunity. Morgan, who scored the lone goal for Minneapolis City in the reverse fixture away. It was a great chip over Nick Diana, who's back in net tonight for RKC. Strumeyer steps in for the Third Coast. Last touch off.
Will be really important for RKC to close this first half out as we approach the final minutes of the first half here. But they look comfortable in this game so far.
We'll be getting 5 minutes of additional time here at the end of the first half. It's due to that goal and due to the water break as well. So we'll get to the 50th minute of play before we step to halftime and reset it to 45. But a chance now in the last 5 minutes for RKC to maybe get a couple more chances on goal. Great touch from Jonah Garcia to move it forward for Minneapolis City, but he can't find his way past Mickey Riley. And that's that experience for Mickey Riley, playing just about anywhere on the pitch in his last collegiate season, his junior year with Carthage. Played up top, played as a right back, played as an attacking midfielder. When you have the versatility to go anywhere, there's a yellow card shown to RKC in stoppage time of the first half. Shillington gets the yellow card for RKC. It's Callum Shillington, the Bonaventure freshman. Issued the caution after his tackle on Minneapolis City. So Vang now with a set play. We're a couple of minutes into additional time. Here's Lionel Vang. Curling ball in. It's dangerous. Diana comes out, punches away off of his own player. Alonso steps in, and here's Mickey Riley with an opportunity to break. Shouts from everywhere. But it is a throw-in for Garcia and Minneapolis City. City clear it back to Max Kent. His long ball clipped wide. It's a great ball from Max Kent. Out to Bernard Asibi-Rule. Now cut out by Kevin Andrews, but no one there to run onto it. Alonso just a step too late for RKC. Garcia steps to the near side, defended by Garrigues. Now cutting in is Shillington, who just boots it up the pitch. Max Kent brings it down. Out to Garcia. Hakeem Morgan brings it down. Olsen. Driven back to Senna. Out wide, Bernard Asibi-Rule. Cut out well by Mattia Bouy, who, once again, will remind you, did not start this game. Came in as a substitute in the 25th minute. He's done well offensively and defensively in this one. Driving forward, had a couple of good crosses in the attacking half, but has really solidified things at the back end with his physicality.
Yeah, he's definitely come off the bench with a point to prove here as he looks to try and get his starting place back after a couple rough performances.
Strumeyer able to step in, cut a ball out. Garrigues couldn't find that pass forward. Olsen's ball in. It's just past McCamey. Garcia, as we're into the 49th minute now. 4 minutes of stoppage time gone at the end of this first half. Still got a minimum of one. As McCamey brings his man down. Oh, no, he doesn't. Stays up, and it's a chance for Misael Harris. The shot, it's over the bar. But a counter that came out of nothing for Minneapolis City almost ends in a goal.
Vang really demonstrating his ability to break through the defense of RKC there and creating a great opportunity and a great shot.
Well, Harris did everything right there, made the right run, collected the pass in stride, and drove a shot. But at that point, you've just got to find the target. Even if it isn't a hard shot, just have to place it somewhere where you're forcing a save out of Diana.
Yeah, he's definitely gone for the spectacular top corner there, but maybe a driven low shot into a bottom corner would have been a better option there.
Diana will go along with this one. Headed down, Garrigues will turn forward through 4 defenders for Minneapolis City. Out wide, Andrews now. Chance to switch play, looking for Alonso. Now Alonso will get there, but it's clipped out of play by Jonah Garcia. This will be these last couple of minutes in the first half, and there it is. The whistle blows. We're headed to halftime. It's 1-0 RKC Third Coast after a goal from Colin McCamey off the corner kick. His initial shot deflected. The rebound fired home past Siefkin, and that's where things stand after half one. Ben, a positive first half for RKC. A couple of missed opportunities for both sides. What do you think the halftime talk is if you're the coaching staff for RKC Third Coast?
Definitely, it's to keep things the same. Like, they've been playing well, but there's definitely an element that Minneapolis are going to come out with a different attitude and a different mindset, and this game is definitely not done here at 1-0. There'll definitely be a lot more opportunities, a lot more goals, and hopefully a lot more action to come.
Minneapolis City down 1-0 at halftime. RKC Third Coast take the lead through Colin McCamey, Arnav Pokhrel, Ben Harcourt Harrison beside me. We'll step aside for halftime. When we're back, it's second half action from Pritchard Park right here on the RKC Third Coast YouTube channel.
Located in southeast Wisconsin, come discover Racine County. Plan your visit today at visitracinecounty.com. Located in southeast Wisconsin, come discover Racine County. Plan your visit today at visitracinecounty.com. Located in southeast Wisconsin, come discover Racine County. Plan your visit today at visitracinecounty.com. Located in southeast Wisconsin, come discover Racine County. Plan your visit today at visitracinecounty.com. Located in southeast Wisconsin, come discover Racine County. Plan your visit today at visitracinecounty.com. Located in southeast Wisconsin, come discover Racine County. Plan your visit today at visitracinecounty.com. located in southeast Wisconsin. Come discover Racine County. Plan your visit today at visitracinecounty.com. Located in southeast Wisconsin, come discover Racine County. Plan your visit today at visitracinecounty.com.
Welcome back after halftime at Pritchard Park. It's 1-0 RKC thanks to a goal from Colin McCamey off of a corner kick at about the 34th minute in this one. It was a great strike from McCamey. Initially, that was deflected away by the Minneapolis City defense, but then he followed up with a great strike of his own. I'll stand corrected on the time. I think it was around 29 minutes in that happened. So right around that half-hour mark for McCamey to get his first goal of the season unassisted. He had 2 assists in the opening game against Rochester, but since then has been a bit quiet. The whole team's been a bit quiet since then in terms of getting goals on the board. They went 3 games scoreless after the Minneapolis City game. It was a 2-0 loss to St. Croix, a 3-0 loss to Bavarians, and then a 4-0 loss to St. Croix again. So RKC starting out on the right foot in this one with a 1-0 lead at halftime. I'm Arnav Pokhrel. I'm alongside Ben Harcourt Harrison. Ben, I mean, after this first half is over, you got the lead. What's the key now for half number 2 to get things going the right way for RKC?
RKC definitely need to keep this momentum that they have coming from the first half and hopefully pick up a second goal, because a 1-0 lead is not sufficient enough to win a game here with Minneapolis attacking prowess. So it'll be crucial for them to try and get that second goal early in the second half.
Here's McCamey. Andrews. Now all the way back to Max Floriani. No halftime substitutions for RKC Third Coast. I believe it is the same for Minneapolis City. Actually, I'll stand corrected. There might be one if I get my numbers correct here. Continue to take a look. I don't think there is, so we're still at the same 11 that started the game for Minneapolis City. Just the one substitution early on in the first half for RKC as Luis Flores went off with an injury and was replaced by Mattia Bui. But here's a chance to foray forward for Vang. He drops it off. Misael Harris cut out well by this RKC defense. Alonso's touch is long and takes the ball away from him. There's a great move down the left flank from Garcia. Couldn't move forward with it, and it sits now for Garigues. Jacob Garigues looking inside. Now finds McCamey. Got a little bit lucky with that one, and now it'll be reset all the way back to Nick Diana. Moments passed in this second half. That one a dangerous ball, but it finds McCamey, and now the long ball goes. Here's Mattia Bui running onto it. The Italian holds up play right about 30 yards out from net. Rolls it into Mickey Riley. Here's Mickey Riley. Back to Mattia Bui. Cutting to the left foot, driven low cross. It's wide of an RKC foot, and it finds the foot of a Minneapolis City Crow who can clear it away. It'll be a second chance opportunity, though, as Minneapolis City can't clear it cleanly. Andrews dancing backwards, but now eventually finds that pass to Mattia Bui. Here's Mickey Riley cutting in to his right foot through contact and will lay it off to Rowan Capilla on the far side. Capilla thought about the shot, instead lays it off to Garigues. Down the byline, the cross deflected away. But Garigues continues to shine down that right flank. McCamey holds on to possession for RKC. Now Shillington sets up shop in the attacking half for the Third Coast. Driven in, Mickey Riley. Shillington. He's cut out well by the Minneapolis City defense. And now a chance to counter for the Crows. Work down the left flank. Stepping in. But it's Vang who recovers. Ditzing past Strumeyer. He's held up. Strumeyer got his hands on Vang. It was pretty obvious from up here that Vang was being held back by Strumeyer. And, well, the UNCW grad student is lucky there to not get away with it, to get away with a yellow card, I should say, because that one was pretty obvious that he's stopping that forward play from Vang.
Yeah, very experienced play there from Strumeyer, really slowing the game down and allowing RKC to get back early in this first half. Although RKC have started this half very well, so have Minneapolis as the game seems 50-50 as it did in the first half.
Standing over this one, it looks to be Vang. He's got Tawa next to him and players all along the 18-yard line, the 18-yard box, I should say, for Minneapolis City. Got to look out for the head of Hakeem Morgan if you're Jaden Strumeyer in this back line. Driven into the near side instead, and Alonso can clear away effectively. Shillington left it out wide, and it's cut out and out of play. A little bit of miscommunication. Shillington thought he had the outside back running with him. No one was there for the Bonaventure freshman who's got a yellow card in this one. Mickey Riley out to Andrews, who just was a step too late. Now Floriani steps in, brings his man down. And it'll be a quick stoppage here as they get this situation sorted. Floriani went in hard after the turnover from RKC and brought down his man with a bit of vigor in that one, but it'll be a nice opportunity here on the set play for Minneapolis City from about 32 yards out from Diana's goal.
Minneapolis definitely picking up these little spaces in midfield now and causing a little bit of issues for the RKC backline as Max has to step out there and make a crucial foul as they were left 2v2 at the back.
It's just great transition play, and Hakeem Morgan stands over this one with his left foot. He's got Vang next to him as well. Well within shooting distance for Hakeem Morgan. But now he'll leave it for Vang. Oh, and now he'll walk back. So Hakeem Morgan, the St. Olaf striker, stands over this one. He leaves it for Vang, who drives it straight into the wall for RKC. Shillington battling, and a swing and a miss there from Garrigues. But now Kevin Andrews can break forward. Andrews looking for support, dances past a couple, and will now roll it back to Strumeyer. Minneapolis City clearly did their homework on Kevin Andrews and the way he plays, trying to get up and down the line, as here's some great play on the outside from RKC, but once again, a missed connection in that midfield area leads to a turnover, and now Bernard Asibirul can look forward to Hakeem Morgan. Morgan defended well by Strumeyer, and looking to get the return pass now is Morgan. Instead, it's inside to Vang. Now Tawa. Tawa drops it off. Receives it back and will now go all the way to the back line in Max Kent. Chested down by Floriani. Here's McCamey. Rolled out wide to Rowan Capilla. Capilla skips a man. We'll find Strumeyer, and Strumeyer touches it back to Diana. Diana, the first couple of minutes, was pretty dangerous with the ball at his feet. Let the pressure come to him before releasing. We'll see if he does that again as Harris steps forward. And Diana just goes long, looking for Andrews. It's headed away by Adam Senna.
Once again, RKC playing out the back very well, coming from Diana, just having that composure on the ball, dragging as many of these Minneapolis players forward, and then leaving Andrews one-on-one up at the top.
Back to Diana again. The distribution has been there for Nick Diana today. He's found his men a couple of times. Now he'll step forward in out of his 18 and go long again. Kent with the first header. Second ball brought down by Vang. Mickey Riley applying pressure. It falls to Tawa. That's where you want to see Joey Tawa if you're Minneapolis City with some space in the midfield. He'll get it back. Drops it off to Scott Heinen. Now to the near side. Senna over to Asibirul. Minneapolis City connecting passes now, holding on to possession, finding Max Kent at the back line. Garcia out wide to Morgan Olson. Rolled in. Vang's got acres of space here in the midfield, and there goes Lionel Vang driving. Finds a pass to Hakeem Morgan, who brings his man down. It's left for Vang. There's a save from Diana. Nick Diana kick save in the 53rd minute to keep it 1-0.
That's a great save there. But it's also a great play from Minneapolis, as they have really developed their play down the outside and brought it inside, and then really looked to expose RKC's spaces in the midfield. And they get a great shot off, and possibly could have been a goal.
Here's a corner for Minneapolis City. 53rd minute of play. Diana's big save. This ensuing corner is cleared away by Jaden Strumeyer. The Diana save brought to you by Camp Shutout, the official save sponsor of RKC Third Coast in 2024. For more information, visit campshutout.com, the world's largest goalkeeping camp hosted in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Back again for the corner. It's Vang who stands over this one. Couple of big bodies in the box. Look out for Max Kent. This one floated in. Diana punches high and away. These past 3 games, one thing that's been lacking for RKC has been command on set pieces, whether it's the back line, whether it's Diana, as he comes out. And eventually cleared away by RKC. Here's a chance to break for Mickey Riley. No one followed Mickey. He's now 1-on-3 alone. Andrews is making a late run to the box. Here's Mickey, still stepping wide, has a couple of options. If he can find it, he's pushed down by Tawa. So Mickey Riley bursting forward on the counter, fighting through the shove of Tawa.
Mickey Riley really did well there. He surrounded by a lot of the defenders there from Minneapolis, and although it did look like his for goal originally, they recovered well and blocked any possibility of a shot, but he's done well to get a foul there in a set piece.
Minneapolis City readying a substitution on the far side. Looks to be Carson Pena from Campbell, who sits along the halfway line. But right now it's Mickey Riley and Colin McCamey who stand over this free kick. It's 25 yards out, well within shooting distance for either one of them. You've got big Evan Seathkin in net for Minneapolis City. Floriani in an offside position. McCamey drives it right into the wall. RKC still advanced now with numbers at the back post. Riley's cross cut out. Now Minneapolis City can connect a few passes and counter. McCamey holds up his man, and out comes the yellow card for Colin McCamey. No doubt about that one. A tactical foul, but does the job to stop the counterattack.
Yeah, RKC were exposed at the back there where he was almost through goal. So RKC really need to tighten up that back line when it comes to their own attacking set pieces so they don't get counted on. But yeah, once again, very mature play there, bringing the player down, taking the yellow card, which is much more effective than conceding a goal.
Well, Carson Pena is standing at the halfway line for Minneapolis City as we wait to see who they take off. Seifkin having a conversation with one of his players, and now making his way to the bench is Adam Senna from VMI. So the man from Virginia Military Institute who played really well today. Senna had been in the right places in his Minneapolis City SC debut and made the right tackles, played really well against a very talented front three, was tasked with the tough job of stopping Kevin Andrews, and he did that pretty effectively, only giving up a couple of opportunities for Kevin Andrews. But he leaves. He'll make way for Carson Pena.
Yeah, Pena might be more of an attacking option here as they come to the last 30 minutes of the game. They really need to push on and find this first goal.
They will still remain in that 3-back Minneapolis City, but it looks like Pena's going to get a little bit more forward than someone like Adam Senna would. As Diana looking long, no one there for RKC. Throw in taken quickly. It'll find Tawa. Rolled back to Max Kent. Mattia Bui steps in, and this one clipped forward. Andrews will have a run at it. Garcia calm. Seifkin clips it over the head of Mickey Riley, but it only goes as far as Colin McCamey. Gariguez is free at the back post if anyone could find him, but it's a long switch to hit, and instead Strumeyer will just keep it with him, and now go long. There's the ball to Alonso. Flick down to Mickey Riley. Back heel out wide. No one was there. Thought maybe he saw Kevin Andrews behind him. Is this one out of play? It'll be a throw-in for RKC. Clipped away. It'll only go as far as Rowan Capilla. Rolls it out wide, gets the return pass from Garriguez, but it just rolled behind his back foot. Shillington does well to keep possession with RKC. Capilla trying to keep it in play, leaves it out wide.
Will be interesting to see what RKC do now with their two CDMs both on yellow cards, possibly looking to the bench to try and avoid a red card here. But although the two players have played exceptionally well, you don't want to risk getting a red card and going down a man.
Well, one of your options, what you can do is you've got a couple of center backs on the bench, most notably Joao Pinto from Quinnipiac, who can slot in maybe for Max Floriani, move him into the midfield. That's happened a few times. Max Floriani started in the midfield against Minneapolis City the first time around as well. As there's Kevin Andrews driving down this left flank. Held up by Bernard Acebi-Rule. A great defense there from Acebi-Rule to win possession back for Minneapolis City. But then the pass out of the defensive half is left in, and now a chance to break. Mickey Riley holds up play. Rolls it back. McCamey sweeping left foot. It's saved by Siefkin. The first time shot from McCamey was curling away from the netminder, but Evan Siefkin, tall at the back post, and brings it down with confidence.
Great play from Andrew there as he looks to be doubling up on the defenders now as they really see him as a threat, and really good from Mickey Riley recognizing that and coming to join him and offer that support.
Pena goes back to Kent. Touches away from Mickey Riley. Clipped forward. Great ball into Heinen. One back by RKC. Rolled wide to Mattia Bui, who can move with some pace. There goes Mattia Bui, bursting through the midfield out to Andrews. Kevin Andrews into the box. Cuts to his right foot, still with it. Looking for an outlet. Finds Shillington. Shillington clips forward to Garriguez. What a pass from Shillington. First time ball clipped in. It's comfortable. And if you're Jacob Garriguez there, you got a lot of time at that back post to try and take a few touches, find a better ball. Instead, he takes it first time, and it's right into the hands of Evan Siefkin.
Yeah, it's great to see Shillington really, pardon me there, great to see Shillington really pulling the strings here for RKC as he's really opening up a lot of opportunities for the front three.
And Shillington, one of the youngest players in the starting side, him and Alan Alonso have only played one season, or one half season if you're Alonso, only one spring with UIC. Shillington only one season with St. Bonaventure. And like you said, it's good to see one of the young stars for this RKC side and Shillington playing really well. But like you said, he's on a yellow, so now he's got to be careful about those late fouls.
Yeah, although he is a young man in age, he's definitely very mature in his style of play. As he seems very composed, and things don't really seem to bother him, and he keeps that level-headed mindset all the time.
Ball in to Luis Vang. Now driven low. Up ahead. Left back, Capilla steps in. Finds Andrews out wide. Kevin Andrews with an overlapping Mattia Bui will find some space. Now the pass out wide to Bui. Mattia Bui curling ball in. No one there. Chested back. Alonso out to Andrews. RKC want Andrews to shoot in those positions. Instead, it'll go to McCamey. Out wide to Mattia Bui. Left back down to McCamey. Sweeping left-footed cross. It's driven. Shillington, first-time shot. Well, he was only ever going to shoot that, and he lifted that with his weak foot well into the parking lot behind Pritchard Park.
Yeah, it's a poor attempt, but the idea was definitely there for him.
Shillington, when you got a ball rolling like that, your only option is to shoot. But unfortunately for Shillington, it's on the weak foot, his left foot. So here's a great pass out. First ball in, cut out by Strumeyer. He's able to touch it to McCamey. Rolled into Kevin Andrews. Stood up well by Garcia. Wins a throw-in. He'll leave it for Mattia Bui. We're into the 62nd minute. A couple more substitutions for RKC Third Coast. Alan Alonso will come off the pitch. Into the pitch goes Tank Anderson. And also, it looks like we're going to see Joao Pinto with some significant minutes for the first time this season. The Quinnipiac center back will step in, and it looks like waiting to see who came off for him. Alonso was one of them. And Kevin Andrews the other. So you keep your two defensive midfielders on, both on yellow cards. And you bring in Joao Pinto, who is now playing up top as a striker. So a guy who played center back, was one of the best center backs in the nation in terms of progressive passing rate for Quinnipiac, I should say, and Joao Pinto is now playing up top as a striker. And it's an interesting decision here for RKC. But, I mean, he's tall. He gives you an option in the box if you want to cross it in. As this one's McCamey. Touches it down past Tawa. McCamey curling shot. It's well wide. And out for a goal kick. I mean, this is interesting. Pinto at striker. Something that I guess may have worked in training. We're not sure. Pinto, who spent his youth soccer in Portugal, his native country. Cut out by Mattia Bui. There's a couple of touches from the Italian. Trying to keep possession, but Garcia clears it away only as far as McCamey. Now the last touch off of Lionel Vang. Only one field sub left if you're Minneapolis City and Cesar Daniel. You've also got a goalkeeper sub in Daniel Sessler. For RKC Third Coast, it was Tank Anderson on in the 62nd minute alongside Joao Pinto. Off go Kevin Andrews and Alan Alonso. Here's a turnover in the midfield. Step out wide. It's Hakeem Morgan. McCamey cuts out the pass well. Leaves it in to Mickey Riley. Riley hangs on to possession. Back to Mattia Bui. Nick Diana with time. Rolls it to Floriani. Over to Strumeyer, who's moved out to the left for a little bit. Gets a return pass. Here goes Jaden Strumeyer. Long touch away from him. It's kept in play by Minneapolis City and off of Tank Anderson. Well, Strumeyer had the space there, but his touches just took him a little bit too far away from the play.
Yeah, once again, RKC playing out from the back very well and definitely showing that composure. And Minneapolis don't really know what to do with it as we see Pinto chase the ball now.
Joao Pinto making a run at it. He's got a foot towards it. Taken down by the keeper. No call. And Joao Pinto's in a lot of pain there. Play continues for Joao Pinto, who got absolutely taken out after he got a touch on the ball. A chance to drive forward again, but Pinto's still down. Mickey Riley takes a shot. It's deflected off the hand. The rebound from Tank Anderson brought down by Siefkin. Pinto still down in the box, and I'm not sure how that wasn't a penalty, Ben.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the referee was seeing there. Maybe we're seeing a different game, but definitely looked like a foul as Pinto took that touch around the goalkeeper, really demonstrating some composure, but maybe the referee doesn't quite see it like that.
And Pinto clearly got that first touch, and I obviously don't want to be a homer here too much, but you got to say, I mean, Pinto gets the first touch, then is taken out by the goalkeeper. It's not like the ball was still very playable. It's still in the box. Siefkin, outstretched knee, just took out Pinto.
But maybe this is Pinto's new position up here as he looked very comfortable there, showing a new level of composure that we haven't quite seen from him there. And maybe he's going to offer us a second goal in this game.
Well, Pinto's back up after the initial shock of that foul as Floriani now forced to recover defensively. Harris does well. Shot well wide of everybody and out for a goal kick.
Here we see RKC playing out a method once again with Diana getting on the ball nice and early.
Diana still holding on to it. Now will go long, looking for Pinto. It's brought down by the Portuguese native. Now the foul is called on Pinto right at midfield.
And once again, a great play from Pinto. Really found his feet up in the number 9 slot here.
Well, he's been doing well. It's exactly what you want from a big striker. Hold-up play to keep the ball, and well, he may not have the goal-scoring prowess of Hakeem Morgan like Minneapolis City has. Maybe he can find a few attacking opportunities, get a couple of good chances. Mattia Bui, back to Strumeyer.
Yeah, Pinto's definitely going to bring a new level of energy as he's coming on the field with some fresh legs. So maybe this is something that Mickey Riley can look to spin him in behind and use that energy, really stretching at that back line.
There goes Tank Anderson. Tank clip ball looking to the back post in Garrigues. Ball's into Vang. Mattia Bui goes sliding in. Wins the tackle. Shillington out to McCamey. Well, all of a sudden, this game has exploded with intensity after that Pinto no call. Garrigues cuts in. Rolled in. Pinto shoots. It's curled wide. It was there for the center back, but he does what any defensive player usually does in the box and skies it over the crossbar.
Hey, at least he's finding those slots, but yeah, he really should be finding the back of the net there. But there we go. It's another great opportunity for RKC to have scored. Unfortunately, they couldn't have there.
Cleared away. Up high, headed down by Strumeyer. McCamey off the hand. Well, there were two penalty shouts there early. There was the Pinto call, and then it looked like the ball had hit a hand of a Minneapolis City player in that 66th minute situation. But since then, Pinto with a golden opportunity to really say ball doesn't lie and put one in the back of the net. Instead, he curls it well over. And now you're seeing Pinto drop deep into the defensive zone to sit in this wall alongside Tank Anderson. That's another added benefit. You add a great set-piece player in Joel Pinto with his size to defend.
Yeah, here we see Minneapolis with an opportunity to get their foothold back in the game with this set piece. We'll see what they come from it.
Morgan from 35 yards out. Curls one in, looking for the back post. Headed away by RKC, but it'll remain in the attacking zone. Second chance, flick towards goal. It'll sit right along the byline, and Mattia Bui will watch it leave the field of play. 4-goal kick.
Although we've seen a very dominant second half from RKC here, we can still see Minneapolis very threatening on these set pieces and definitely on the counter-attack, which RKC is really going to have to look out for.
Ball up top, looking for Pinto. Pinto wins it back. Now a chance to turn McCamey. McCamey does well. Steps forward. Couldn't connect a pass out wide. It's rolled all the way back to Evan Siefken. Siefken's got a few options now. RKC still struggling to find their shape a little bit in this defensive zone. Out wide now. In the far side with Pina. Back to Kent. Inside to Tawa. Everyone behind the ball for RKC. Still Kent in the back line. Minneapolis City not rushing anything, but now the long ball comes. Floriani's tracking back. Heads it back to Diana. And Diana will roll it into his hands in the 72nd minute.
Great composure there from Max, just demonstrating his level of maturity as a center back and just awareness of what's around him there, just heading the ball back, maintaining possession for RKC and letting them get higher up the field.
Diana rolls it out to himself, will kick it long. Looking for the head of Pinto. Strumeyer brings it down, has a man behind him, goes long, looking for Pinto again. And this time Pinto just took a tumble. Nothing ill there from Minneapolis City as Siefken collects for the away side.
This game's still got a lot of entertainment to come. You can really feel it rumbling here as Minneapolis really get their foothold back in the game. Here with some possession at the back and some couple shots on goal late in the second half.
Ball rolls out of play. Quick stoppage in play. It's a water break between the two sides. Still the 1-0 lead for RKC thanks to Colin McCamey's 30th minute goal, but chances for RKC have flown by, and they haven't been able to convert on a second. Minneapolis City finding some footing. We'll be right back on the RKC Third Coast YouTube channel.
Located in southeast Wisconsin, come discover Racine County. Plan your visit today at visitracinecounty.com.
Back in at Pritchard Park as action resumes between RKC Third Coast and Minneapolis City SC after the water break. And immediately, RKC Third Coast win possession in the midfield. Out to Pinto. Driven in again. It's Minneapolis City looking for the ball into Morgan, headed away. And just cleared away by RKC. Rising high was Max Kent to head the ball back into Minneapolis City territory. With 15 minutes to go in this one, Mattia Bui can step forward into the midfield. He's got some pace in him. Bui continuing to drive. Out now to the right side. He'll roll it to Garigues. Back to Mickey Riley, who's dropped in as the 10 role, the attacking midfielder. Now to the near side. Shillington looking for support. It'll be Strumeyer. Rolled into Mickey Riley. Great pass from Strumeyer to break some lines. Now Rowan Capilla has it go at it. Long range effort. Well over everybody and out of play. Well, Capilla launches a shot from far away. And he just missed everybody, including the back of the net. So Carson Pino will step forward for Minneapolis City. Worked back to Kent. Far side and Pena. Now Kent again. Long ball from Max Kent looking to the near side, and Bernard CB roll. Brought down well. Sliding in is Mattia Bui. Touches the ball first, and it's out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Minneapolis City. So Bui did well there to win the ball and force it out for a throw-in instead of a corner kick.
Bui really demonstrating his experience there and also just physical capabilities of reaching and getting that ball away.
Ball squirts free in the box, but RKC able to hold on to possession. And then eventually it's just booted out by Shillington. Giving chase here is Tank Anderson. And now RKC willing to sit behind the ball for the last 13 minutes of play.
Minneapolis really taking a foothold in the game now, really starting to create some momentum and forward action as we come to the closing minutes of this game. It'll be really interesting to see how RKC try and close them out.
There's a foul called. Reminder that RKC does have 2 players on yellows, and McCamey and Shillington, both the defensive midfielders for the side. And it looks like there might be a sub here soon for Minneapolis City. Cesar Daniel is up and about on that far sideline. They made a sub earlier, taking off Adam Senna and putting on Carson Pina. As here's a set piece for the Crows. High arcing ball in, back post, flicked out, contact in the box, it's wide, it'll be a corner. A lot going on there as someone went tumbling down. I think it was Max Kent who got taken down. And then Strumeyer just rolled the ball off the top of his head and out of play. It's a corner now for Minneapolis City.
Max Kent will definitely be a threat from all these set pieces that Minneapolis are starting to gather here. As he's a physically dominant player as well as has a lot of experience in these kind of situations coming into closing minutes.
2 players surrounding Nick Diana. Now risen in, it's high, it's headed away by RKC. Second ball cleared by Riley, so good defensive stand yet again on the set piece. 2 players go with Morgan. His cross driven across the box, it finds a foot, and now laid into Vang. He takes a shot from distance, and it's comfortable for Nick Diana. Into the 80th minute of play here. Nick Diana makes a save. It's brought to you by Camp Shutout, the official save sponsor of RKC Third Coast in 2024. Camp Shutout, the world's largest goalkeeping camp, I should say, hosted in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, with over 450 goalkeepers in attendance. Visit campshutout.com for more information. Ball cleared away again. RKC struggling to find some footing in these last 10 minutes. It's been all Minneapolis City as of late. Continuing to drive through. It finds Harris. Lays it off to Vang. He cuts past McCamey. Cuts past Shillington. Left in, back heel. It'll go all the way back to Diana, who will just dive on it. But Minneapolis City really connecting passes here in these past couple of minutes.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Vang has almost came to light in this last couple minutes of play here as he's really gotten on the ball, starts to drive forward and cause problems for RKC as he's starting to get his teammates involved in the play up front.
Ball in, McCamey heads it forward. Should say clears it forward. Hakeem Morgan, hold up play well. Out wide, ball just flashing a little bit too far for Misael Harris. No substitutions just yet for RKC or Minneapolis City, but players up and about on that bench for both sides.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see now how both teams really adapt, maybe using substitutions to try and close this game out or try and get an equalizing goal here late in this final 10 minutes.
Cesar Daniel on for Minneapolis City, number 39. He'll slot into the back line. So it's now a back three of Kent, Garcia, and Danielle. Looks like the player that was taken off was Misael Harris. This ball is clipped in. It's a beautiful ball over the top. It'll sit now for Mickey Riley. Riley again. Through 2 players, wins the ball back. Out wide. Godiguez. Has an overlap in Capilla. First time ball, still with Capilla. Down the byline, rolled in. McCamey standing. And the shot is wide of the post. McCamey and Pinto all in there. And it looked like that last touch was Pinto, who just got his foot in and then took out one of the Minneapolis City defenders while he took the shot. It's a clean challenge as Capilla is still down on the touchline behind Siefkin.
Great job there from Ken, really demonstrating his ability to just get in the way of the shot and just make it difficult for Pinto there.
Capilla still down. Evan Siefkin able to help him up. Oh, no, Siefkin's just dragging him off. So drags him off the pitch. It looks like it'll be Jaden Prado who comes on in the back line for Rowan Capilla. Mattia Bui will move to the right side. Jaden Prado sits in at his natural left back position. Off goes Rowan Capilla. Touch from Asibi Rule is wide. Still has possession. Rolled in. Diana comes out to claim it and holds on to it. So Jaden Prado's first USL League 2 minutes come in a crucial moment. 1-0 lead for RKC Third Coast in the final 7 minutes, as Prado's first touch is well out of reach for anyone. And now Minneapolis City can move forward. Well, not the greatest first involvement for Jaden Prado, but got a little bit of time to respond here as Strumeyer heads away.
Minneapolis really bringing the intensity here, really putting a lot of pressure on RKC, forcing them to go long, and it's coming to the crucial minutes of the final half.
Pinto called for the foul. Him and Max Kent battling out for it. As now RKC will pack it in a little bit. And it gets to be that intense time in these final couple of minutes where you got to play a lot of solid defense on a team where in Minneapolis City that's continuing to bear down on goal, chance after chance, on the Third Coast. And also, if you're RKC, I mean, you have to start connecting passes a little bit. These final 8 minutes, you can't just sit back and allow pressure to come.
Yeah, it's really important for RKC to stay compact and try not to get spread out, as Minneapolis are trying to find the pockets, like with Vang. He's really crucial for them, as he's picking up this number 10 slot and really slipping their two forwards in and causing a lot of issues.
Arnav Pokhrel, Ben Harcourt Harrison. Final 5 minutes of regulation here at Pritchard Park before we get into some stoppage time. I'm going to assume at least 5 minutes or so as McCamey heads that one back into the hands of Nick Diana. Turn in to space for McCamey, who's got some time. Drives a ball forward. It's inching towards the out-of-bounds line, and it will go out of play before Mattia Bui or Jacob Gariguas can get there. It's getting to be intense now between the two sides. Kent steps forward. Brought down well by Hakeem Morgan, but great defense from Strumeyer. Out wide again. Some space on the far side for Minneapolis City. RKC compact, maybe a little too compact as they get some space out on the wings. Morgan acrobatic effort, and Diana will bring it down eventually. Morgan remains down, clutching at his right quad or left quad, and now will get his cramps stretched out by an RKC player.
This would be a real shame to see Morgan leave the field with only 5 minutes to go, as Minneapolis really try and go for this equalizing goal.
Also, no subs for Minneapolis City to go out on the field. So if Morgan does have to leave the pitch for an injury, they will be down to 10 players. You have a goalkeeper on the bench in Daniel Sessler. If you can find him a field jersey and get him out on the field. As Morgan remains down, 86th minute of play now we're in at Pritchard Park.
Really hope to see it's nothing serious here, as it's only halfway through the season here of loads of games to play.
And Morgan has been the main man for Minneapolis City, not just this year, but last year as well. Him and Shea Betchel last year were two of the best forwards for Minneapolis City, combining really well alongside Eli Goldman. Now Shea Betchel's at St. Croix. Eli Goldman not here today, but he's back with Minneapolis City for the season. Played really well in that game against Thunder Bay. Hakeem Morgan gets up and is walking pretty gingerly on that right foot. So he will have to leave the field of play momentarily, which puts Minneapolis City temporarily down to 10 men.
We've seen RKC go with the centre back with Pinto up top. We might see a goalkeeper up top for Minneapolis here.
And you never know if it's push comes to shove and you've got to get 11 players on the pitch. Hopefully they have an extra field jersey, and maybe we'll see Sessler from St. Mary's University out there on the pitches. Right now, they do remain with 10 total, 9 field players, that goalkeeper, and Evan Siefkin. And, I mean, what a game Siefkin's had. Hasn't made the flashy saves, but he's been consistent, distributed really well, and been confident on set pieces. As there's a great ball forward from Diana, but it's headed back by Carson Pina. Flicked forward. Looks like another substitution for RKC. As onto the pitch is Reyes Parra. Off goes Jacob Garrigues. Mickey Riley applying some pressure on Max Kent. His ball cut out by Prado. Driven pass into Pinto. Pinto a little bit too long for Tank Anderson. Well, Pinto's missed a golden opportunity, and now that pass is well over everybody. Maybe just some center back traits showing for him. Loves to get the ball pretty long and hit it pretty hard. As here's a chance again for RKC. Rolling in the box. It's rolled too close to the Minneapolis City back line and out of play.
Yeah, we're starting to see players go down with a lot of cramp here as they've put in a big shift here for almost 90 minutes with this hot weather and a lot of sun in the first half.
It is another cramp for RKC, or for Minneapolis City, and it is Hakeem Morgan who's back on the pitch for Minneapolis City. As we're into the 89th minute now, and we're sure to have a fair bit of stoppage time. Got a minute until it's given, Ben. What are your predictions on how long we're going after the 90th minute?
I reckon we can go with like almost 3 to 4 minutes here, because there's been a lot of, as I just mentioned, a lot of cramp stops and a couple injuries as well.
I was going to go more closer to 6. I think the 2 injuries have been pretty big for time, and plus the water break as well, as this is a corner brought to you by the Prairie School for RKC Third Coast. Looks like McCamey will step out to take it. It's an outswinger with his left foot. Got Shillington in the box if you're RKC. There's a big body in there. Making that front post run. It's flicked to the back now. And letting it run out of play. RKC will win the throw-in. Last touch off of Minneapolis City. Some time now wasting from RKC as we're into the 90th minute. And it will be 7 minutes of additional time here at Pritchard Park. So a lot of time left in this one.
It will be interesting to see how the players do with this, as they're already very tired from playing in these tough conditions. With another 10 minutes coming, it's going to be crucial for RKC and Minneapolis to just keep their concentration and stay focused.
Chance for Vang from distance, and it's comfortable for Nick Diana. Nick Diana save brought to you by Camp Shutout, the official save sponsor for RKC Third Coast in 2024. Still just that 1-0 lead. Some golden opportunities, a shout for a penalty for Pinto. But we still remain with a 1-goal deficit. Diana's got to get rid of this one before he gets a yellow, and he does. Just before that warning comes in. Parra can't keep it in play. The throw-in well behind the halfway line, so they'll move it back. Now RKC forced to defend all 11 behind the ball. Out to Tawa. Crunch time for Minneapolis City. Ball goes long. Floriani heads away. Clipped back in. Prado gets up. Anderson keeps it in for RKC. Prado drives it forward to Pinto. Pinto clips it back. Shillington still advancing. Players forward. Here's Joao Pinto looking to end it. Rolls it into Mickey Riley. His shot. What a block. Shillington rolls. Siefkin, what a save. The chance to end it was there for RKC, but Minneapolis City last-ditch defending, and now they're forward. Now RKC need to get back. It's a counter for the Crows. Defending hard and out, and oh boy, going flying there was one of the RKC defenders as we wait to get a clearer picture on that one. Jaden Strumeyer cleared the ball and then got absolutely taken out. Both legs swept out from under him. Once again, the attacking opportunities there. RKC looking dangerous towards net. Nick Diana pushing his team up. Diana's got a big leg on him. Seen it all game in this one. As now he'll go long again. Looking for the head of Pinto. Headed back. Mickey Riley goes down. Takes an elbow to the back of the head. And Tawa will pick Riley up. And now Riley and Tawa getting into it. Riley sitting on the ground trying to recover from the head injury. Tawa grabbed him by the shoulders and yanked him up. And Riley just a little shove back to him. So referee steps in, calms things down.
Can really see these emotions flowing here as we come to the closing minutes of this game. As you can see, Minneapolis really trying their most to speed the game up and get it going with the ball on the field as much as possible. And Mickey Riley showing his experience, just slowing the game down as much as possible here.
Here's McCamey standing over this one for three-man wall for Minneapolis City. McCamey has a go well over everybody. And that's a tough look for McCamey, who's had a great game. He's played a majority of the second half on a yellow, too, and has managed to keep it clean as Pinto goes in hard. Advantage played for Minneapolis City. Ball forward. Floriani heads it. Stepping in is Mickey Riley. Great win from the Carthage man. Pinto looking to clip it forward. Max Kent flicks over everybody, and he's held up by Tank Anderson. Whistle blows. Yellow card for Mickey Riley.
Mickey Riley almost overdoing it there, getting a yellow card, a silly yellow card to pick up this late in the game. But hey, if that's what it takes to win, that's what it takes to win.
Kent over this one. It is the closing stages of an intense battle in the Deep North Division. Ball goes long. Hakeem Morgan flicks it towards Diana, who chests it down and then picks it up. Diana has been risky all game and has continued it in the 90th minute, now pushing his team forward. Hakeem Morgan stands in front of him. And Diana can hold on to this ball as long as Hakeem is pressuring him. This one bounces now to Mickey Riley. Flicked forward. Running onto it is Reyes Parra. Siefken comes out. Big body. And it's a foul on Reyes Parra. Well out of the box for Siefken. He's a field player there. And it didn't look like Parra made any ill intent, but either way, it's a quick free kick. And now Kent will push his team forward. Ball floated in. Shillington heads it up in the sky. Tawa back to him. Shillington high. Strumeyer wins it. Riley away. Final few seconds of this one. Kent. Long ball again. Out of play. And RKC will take their time with this one.
RKC really slowing the game down here, and Minneapolis really trying everything possible to get into the final third and get some shots off and goal in this closing minutes.
Anderson flicks it on. Second ball, one back, and Anderson will go again. Pinto heads it the wrong way. Mickey Riley battling for it. Riley clips it up, keeps it in play. Back to Kent. Anderson giving pressure. Floriani out of the air. McCamey out wide. Cleared away. Pinto, Anderson, Kent. Shillington with time. Now out wide to Tank Anderson. Great ball in from Anderson. Reyes Parra with the chest. Parra leaves it for Pinto. No, he's created over. Chance, goal! RKC ices it in the final minutes of the game. Jaden Prado ices it. For RKC, it's over. Reyes Parra with the assist. It's a shot from Jaden Prado in his first USL League 2 game to make it 2-0 RKC. And that will do it.
That's a great finish in the final seconds of the game. Just to put them away, leave it at 2-0 and make it look comfortable almost for RKC. Although Minneapolis have really put up a big fight here. Just unfortunate to fall down to 2-0 in the final seconds of the game here.
We'll wrap this game up here. Arnav Pokhrel, Ben Harcourt, Harrison, 2-0 RKC. Ben, it was a battle. It was a battle for RKC from opening minute to now the 97th. Just an absolute dogfight between these two sides as the final whistle blows. 2-0. RKC victorious once again. Back to 500 on the season. Minneapolis City dropped to 2-4. For RKC, what was the key to the game, holding out for that long defensively?
Like, for RKC, it was just a grit and determination they showed it in the final minutes of the game, just showing a little bit more composure and just a bit more maturity, just closing the game out, finding that second goal and putting Minneapolis away. Although, big credits to Minneapolis, they never gave up, never stopped, and they had their fair share chances themselves.
You have to say it was a well-fought game for Minneapolis City, a team that traveled here, missing a couple of their best players and with only 2 field substitutions on the bench. Tip your caps to Minneapolis City. What a game today was, and we're sure head coach Justin Oliver and that Minneapolis City staff will get things back on track in the next coming games. But RKC does the double over Minneapolis City, a 3-1 win away in Minnesota a couple of weeks ago, and a 2-0 result here in Wisconsin. For the final time tonight, Arnav Pokhrel, Ben Harcourt, Harrison will send you home with an RKC Third Coast victory, 2-0 over Minneapolis City.